Hey everyone, welcome to the Discussion Times podcast where we bring our guests, we talk about a topic, they tell us what they feel, and we evolve around it. And I must introduce you to my co host, Faye. Say hi, Faye.
Hi everyone. Today on discussion time, we're going to be talking about bridging the gap between Gen Z and the older generation. And we have with us Still Young.
Yeah, Still Young. Still Young is a radio presenter, an entrepreneur, and is very good at what he does. And the topic today, as Faye has said, is bridging the gap. Jay Z versus older generations.
Yeah.
So, Still Young, can you please introduce yourself?
I think you guys have done the most.
But we want to still hear from you.
Okay, so basically, I'm a media practitioner. I find myself within the media space. I'm a broadcast journalist. I'm an entertainer, a comedian sometimes. I just do my thing around the media space, but I enjoy broadcast the more.
It's
So
nice.
I can say I'm a broadcast
It's
journalist.
nice having you here.
It's an honor.
So, we are talking about bridging the gap, Gen Z's versus older generations.
Mm.
So, this evolves around being a Gen Z. Doesn't mean, okay, a Gen Z now, they don't really, maybe I think they don't really respect cultural values, or maybe because the way they choose their kind of belief or the way they choose to live their life is actually different from the older generations. Example goes stores. Like a Gen Z would not just want to see, might not just want to see somebody and start prostrating, or Gen Z's their belief is that they don't really take hard work as much as the older generations. They just believe life is simple and easy and more easier than the older generations. What can you say about this?
Okay, so first off, I think I would start with helping us understand when we say the older generation and then the Gen Zs. It's a lineup of generations. Just like if we look at telecommunication, for instance, we started with the second generation, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Some nations now have advanced to 6G, right? So when we say 5G, that is the fifth generation. So Gen Z is like this time, this era, although now we hear of the millennium, we don't know where we belong anymore, whether we belong to, for me, I don't know where I belong, if it is the millennium or
I think you belong to the millennium.
you think.
Yeah, because 28 upward millennium.
No,
So
you're not Gen Z. You're not Gen Z.
he's
Cut
not
it.
Gen Z,
You're
of
not Gen
course,
Z.
yes.
I'm not Gen
You're
Z,
not Gen Z.
I am
but I
Gen
look
Z.
Gen Z.
You
I am
might
Gen
look,
Z.
but you're
It
not Gen
doesn't
Z.
matter.
You're not Gen Z.
My
Yes.
first daughter is 17.
Can you
Oh,
imagine?
you're not
Can
Gen
you
Z.
can you imagine? And you're talking about being a Gen Z.
So when we say Gen Z are the generations that the general public wants to believe that they are disrespectful.
Okay.
They see them as the civilized version of human existence.
Yeah.
And when we say the older generation, those are like our fathers. Sometimes they could say our forefathers.
Yeah.
So back to your question of why does it look like as if the Gen Zs are not, so much inducted into our culture and our heritage? For me, I do not want to totally believe. I don't want to totally believe it's something about the Gen Zs not doing these natural things, cultural wise or heritage wise. And I'll tell you why. If you do not tell a person that this is how to turn on this refrigerator or a fan, the person will not know. So most of the times when we say the Gen Zs are not respectful, they do not obey culture, they do not respect elders. The question is, are they even aware of these things?
Are you saying they're not informed?
I'm coming.
Okay.
There are sides to it.
Okay.
First off, many of these things don't restrict it down to just greetings alone.
Of course.
There are some Gen Zs that do not even know their hometown.
Sure.
Of course, yes.
They don't know their uncles.
Yeah.
So it is not about greeting alone. So somebody that does not know his uncle, when he sees the uncle on the street, how does he even want to greet
No, it's
him?
just an example.
Yes, I understand. So now saying that the Gen Zs are not well cultured as they should be, yes, in a way they are not. But majorly for me, I want to put it back to the older generations because the older generations have also failed to do the needful. How? By putting through the Gen Zs now, by putting them through, helping them to understand that this is how it is. Yorùbá will say something, "Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe bó ṣe ń ṣe, kó lè bá a rí, bó ṣe yẹ
Yeah,
kó
that's
rí."
true.
So if our fathers have failed to teach us that this is how we do in our family, this is how you greet, a child that does not see it necessary to prostrate, to greet, you won't fault the child. How was the child trained is the question.
Okay. Can I come in?
Yes.
I feel like, for example, I'll use myself for example. I'll tell people that whatever home training or whatever thing I am not doing right now, I don't have. I have just decided not to have. I was taught everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
I was taught everything. Now, let's go to greetings. I usually do not greet my mom. I greet her every time
Mm.
in the house, every morning, my dad. But I don't even think, okay, I would not say I've not knelt down before, but I can't remember when last I've actually
You
knelt
knelt
down.
down.
Say, mommy, sometimes I'll just wake up, her mommy, Alpha, and that doesn't mean I don't regard my mom or my dad.
Mhm.
Now, I was taught to always kneel down, right? Now, if I should go to my friend's house,
Mm.
I would surely, no, okay, let me say, I'll probably kneel down and greet her mom. You know why? I was taught, I know the right thing.
You know it.
Yes, the relation between me and my mom is just this mother and daughter thing.
Yeah.
She gets.
Mm.
So I know the right thing. So whatever I'm not doing now, Gen Z, it's my generation. So I'm not going to be siding all through. I'm going to see the truth. And
Mm.
most of the times, we know the right thing. We just decide to do what we want to do
Why?
because we feel like the world is advancing. Now, I know you're older than me, and I say
How are you
still
so
young,
sure?
right? Wait, and I say still young.
You just said your kid is 17 years
Yes,
My
old.
of
first
course you're
daughter.
older
Your
than
first
me.
daughter.
If I say
Okay.
still young, if I say still young,
Mm.
and I say still young, please help me with still young. Hey, Joe, help me bikini. I've respected you enough. I can say boda and still disrespect you. Do you
True.
know?
Yes, true.
So I know what I'm doing. I'm actually doing is because I feel like the world is advancing.
Mm.
In terms of outfits. See, everyone knows that um I rock exposed clothes, like open clothes, short clothes. That is what I rock.
Mm.
But I'll not rock my club outfit to the church. It's not possible. I
And that
was
does not mean
taught.
you're loosed.
That doesn't mean I'm loosed.
Exactly. Like, okay, trying
Do you
to
get
wear something that is exposed outside doesn't mean she's not a good person.
person?
Doesn't mean she doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Faye, let me break it down for you.
Okay.
Now, you gave an instance of you being taught how to respect
Of course, yes.
people,
Yeah.
but you choose not to do that, not because you don't know, but because you feel it could be a cake. It's just an
Yeah.
assumption, right? But you were taught.
Yeah.
Do you also agree that there are people that were not taught at all,
Definitely.
that don't know? That's why I said
Yes,
there are
of
two
course.
sides. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
There are two sides to a coin. If we talk about the Gen Z, right now I am of the opinion, or I believe that more of the Gen Zs are not taught.
They're not informed.
More of them. Because you go to some houses and you see some parents, Yorubas will say, please pardon me when I do some of this Yoruba adage. Yorubas will say, "Ban no more me."
Kodenu
Kodenu
Olomo.
Olomo.
Yeah.
You see somebody will tell you that, no, my child don't have to have, in this generation, why will my child be now stain his clothes just because he wants to greet you? What are you inculcating in the mind of that child?
Okay.
So why I'm saying there are
So
two
that
sides
falls
to the
back to the
coin. Yes,
parent.
there are two sides to the coin. You were taught, but you decided not to go through that path.
Not
We
all.
have, yes,
Not all.
yes, we have parents that did not even teach them.
At
So
all.
I am saying, in my own words now, I might be wrong, but I am saying the major problem with Gen Z is now not vibing along with our culture, our heritage, our
Okay.
traditions, is simply because many of them are not even taught.
Is that strictly what it is?
No.
In most cases, that's why I'm saying not in all cases, but in most cases, many of them are not taught. Our parents, our fathers and mothers have shied away from that point of teaching.
What of the ones that are taught and they're not actually
Still-
going through? Or what of the ones that are not even taught, but just feel like this is the way
Exactly.
it is done and they actually
If you're
go
not
through
taught
the
at home, you'll be
process?
taught outside.
It's still learning.
You could, yeah, you
But
could learn the
it's
easy or the hard
it's
way.
still the decision that I want to.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that
So the
is
point
what-
now is, why are the Gen Zs making that decision of leaving our culture
Do you understand?
and not going through our heritage?
Yes.
It is because of civilization.
Exactly. And technology.
Civilization has taken over the world
And technology.
and technology.
Because now growing up, I grew up as a church girl. I'm still a church girl, but not like I grew up Tuesday, I'm a redeemer. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, Friday sometimes I'll be in church. Saturday I'll follow my mom to church for sanitation. Practically all my life, church in it. But now I would always go to church on Sunday, of course. So why have I left that path of going to church during the week? Why do you think? What do you think happened?
It's a personal decision for you. It's a personal decision
Not
for you.
personal per
No, no,
se.
no. Fine, fine.
It is.
Charity begins at home. Well understood.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's still the decision that you want to.
It
Now,
is
okay,
personal.
what actually influences those decisions?
Now,
Yeah,
let
now-
me tell you.
okay.
Sorry, let me tell you something. I'm not trying to talk. This is not a religion talk.
Yeah.
But I mentioned church, right?
Yeah.
So growing up, there was this. Okay, let me say the Celestials. There was this thing that was inculcated in me that, and my belief was that Celestials are bad people. Like, this was what I carried. I don't tell my friend. This was what I carried on my head
Why?
till a certain point of my life, and I had to just, coming to school, mixing with people. I grew up as the only child.
But I want to know
so-
why.
Yes, because I don't know. My parents don't like. My mom don't like
Celestia.
these people. And there's this Celestia beside my church at home. The woman, the wife of the man, she's a troublesome woman. My belief was just that. Do you get? So now I grew up to know that. Now I know that it is not the way I used to think. Now, I've heard people talk about church and say, I want like they are deceiving us. Pastors are deceiving us.
That's the new trend now.
Now, I've seen somebody that I'm a pastor, like she's a pastor's daughter, and she has stopped going to church. You know why? Because I believe now is that church, Christianity is not our
Is that for only the Gen Zs or a general thing?
Mostly for Gen
mostly
Zs.
for Gen Zs,
Faith,
though.
faith.
Gen Zs.
It's
When
so
you
rampant.
give the instance of your mom and a particular church
Yeah.
and all that, it is still same to like a position where while we're growing up as kids, I don't know if it happened to you. If your mom has issue with your neighbor, automatically you have issues with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
neighbor.
something like that.
I wasn't taught like that though.
Yeah, no, I'm coming.
No,
I'm
it
coming.
happens.
No,
That's
no,
what
no.
I'm saying.
It happens.
It
I'm not
happens.
saying
naturally,
you.
yeah.
Not
I'm
you.
saying for the fact that you dislike a
Automatically.
particular because of what.
My mom dislikes
Yeah,
them.
do you understand? So,
Yeah.
so now what I'm trying to say is that it still boils back to when we say the older generations, I feel, are still not doing their job well enough.
Okay.
It should be in the position of your parents to tell you, because I have issues with Iyalagbaja does not mean you should have
Of
issues
course,
with
my
her.
mom tells
right.
me.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I'm saying it in
In
the
general,
general
yeah,
context now,
that's true.
not just about
Yeah,
you.
that's
Yeah.
true.
So now, many a times the things that the Gen Zs does, it is simply because they know that there are no questions to it.
Yeah.
A Gen Z, for instance, will not say, I will not prostrate to greet that man if the parent caution him or her
Of course.
that you're supposed to.
Yes.
So I am saying that the reason why the Gen Zs are like this now, yes, civilization and technology cannot be taken away from the story.
Yeah.
But then if our parents are also doing, because in this same so-called civilization and technological world, we still have people who are respectful.
Definitely.
Of
We still have
yes.
people doing the right thing.
Definitely. There's even
Yes.
a trend now where, because okay, you want to actually address somebody now, it's easy to use nicknames. So even people don't even want to talk with Yoruba language again because they don't want to
Because they feel-
respect
yes,
people.
exactly.
So it's easy for me to
Exactly.
see someone that is older than me and say
just
and
speak.
say G and say maybe if
My
let me
guy.
say G Fresh. No, even older than me say G Fresh. I don't want to call him by his name, so I won't be able to say Boda Lagbaja. Do you understand? So in that kind of case now, it has actually make us lose culture. Now you are with someone that is
Yes.
older than you and you are referring
like you
talking
can
to the person
talk
like the person is your mate.
anyhow,
Though
yes.
talking to somebody or greeting somebody doesn't mean you are very respectful.
Exactly,
At least
like
there
she
should
said.
be gap. That okay, this
Exactly.
person is older than me,
Me
and
and
there
I
should
have
be
to
a
talk-
way I should actually
I relate to
address
this person.
You see,
the
where the
Yes.
problem is right now is that Africa at large, I don't want to restrict it to Nigeria alone, we have totally lost it.
Of course, yes.
Sincerely, we have lost it.
Yeah.
Take, for instance, when we say we want to look at developed nations, the white people, the question is, they still maintain their culture, they still maintain their lifestyle. That is who they were from time immemorial, and they are still same. But right now, because we want to be civilized and want to be advanced, we are imitating them, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they behave.
No, that was the point.
Do you
That is
understand?
what I was going to say. That the actual problem, like in fact, is that we are imitating the white people, and it's going to. You know what? It's clashing because we are not them. We are Africans.
we are abusing the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
Even without abusing it, we can't. It can't work here. It can never work here.
You know, somebody
can't.
gave one instance one time when he said, there is no way you will call, if I am Okpeyemi and you call me Taiwo, If you call me 100 times, I would not answer you. Do you know why? Because it's not my name. So many of what we are doing today, we are doing the things that are not ours, and it's backfiring.
Yeah.
It's
that's
affecting
true.
us. So the civilization, because I want to be advanced, I want to use the latest technological equipment and gadgets, should not stop us from who we are originally.
Yes.
And that is why I will still go back to what I said, that it still boils down to the older generation being able to curtail these things. Now, and the reason I don't want to blame the Gen Zs too much,
Okay.
I am not saying that the Gen Zs are right with, we all know that they are losing it big time.
Big
But
time.
I feel that the major problem is from the older generation. And that is simply because they have failed in their responsibility.
Yes.
It goes down to, there are a lot of instances, we can do that from now till
It's
tomorrow.
even affecting them, because you see a child of below 18, and there's a post on Facebook about the president, and the child of below 18 will be sending insults to the president. Even on social media, you see people drop comments, dirty comments to people that are even older than them.
These are people, these Gen Zs. When we say Gen Zs are responsible people. They are responsible to people, rather. There should be people that are accountable for what these Gen Zs are doing.
Yes, that is why some people, sometimes when you post, people will be like, don't you have any family on social media?
Exactly.
So sometimes when I want to say something, when I want to post something, I'll just say, my dad might not see it, of course.
You take him off the list.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You might not see it because it doesn't use Instagram.
Okay.
It doesn't use TikTok.
Mm.
But I know that at the end of the day, I have a large family. Somebody might see it
And then convey.
and tell my
That's
dad.
because you care.
That's what I said.
Some Gen Zs don't even care.
would think
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah, that's because you care.
My mom, I posted something. I did a challenge sometimes in 2022 on TikTok, and this is not even something bad, but it was a challenge. And somebody called my mom and told my mom, I don't know the way this person said it. I don't know what this person told my mom. I don't even know how my mommy took it. That day, she called me. In fact, that day, she almost cried. I said, Mommy, what did this person tell you? You will know more. I don't know what you're posting on TikTok. If you don't want to embarrass my kiniko. I've trained you. God knows. Kilo shele. So I went back to my TikTok. What could it be? Hey, I had to just, my recent post, I had to just bring them down because
Can I prove further
yeah.
why I am of the strong belief that our older generations have a lot to do? Have we been seeing latest trends now for the past, let's say, 2-3 years? What is most common right now is where you see a child, a so-called Gen Z, with their parents,
Doing
the older
TikTok.
generation, doing TikTok. And what they're doing is crazy.
Definitely.
You see a mother with a child, and the child is twerking. It goes down to very little children.
Yeah.
6, 7. The parents are there. If you cannot correct that child at that time, that child will inculcate it into his or her friends too. And it goes on, it's a
Or
trend.
even the offspring.
And even the offsprings too. So it's a trend that will continue that way. And if we're not careful, we'll just keep saying the Gen Zs are no longer respectful. While they, the older generations, have lost their own place of responsibility.
Okay.
So the Gen Zs they have their faults.
Okay.
But the bigger fault goes to the old generation.
Parenting.
Yes, proper parenting.
So how do you think all of this has affected relationship? Relationship, not like family relationship. I mean
A dating relationship.
dating relationship, yes.
Relationships are no longer real for me.
Okay.
Why?
80% of relationships now are no longer real. First of all, the most common used word now, commonest, I love you. I can say it if I don't mean it.
Yeah, sure.
And she wants to hear it.
It's an English word.
Yes, she wants to hear me say it.
You're saying it because she wants to hear it. You want to make her happy.
And that does not mean I mean it.
Sure.
Now, these things still boils down to the fact that civilization has set in. Now, in relationship, coming down to relationship, the reason I feel that relationship don't work anymore is because relationship has been overhyped. People want to go into a relationship now because I also have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend. Not for the real context. Yeah. We know of times, or we used to hear, even if we're not there, where our mothers will still be at age 32 and they are not married.
Sure.
And when they want to marry, one fair one issue lay local. Do you know how many relationship has led to marriage without the man knowing the family
Of
members
course, yes.
of the girl? Wọ́n á jẹ́ gbéra wọn sílé.
Coming to that, what do you think about, okay, maybe I don't know, maybe an older generation, or actually a Gen Z marrying a Gen Z, and inside the house the Gen Z cannot do house chores, she cannot cook, she cannot do anything at all. Is it proper, or is it civilization to say, okay, because she cannot do all of that, you get the help and somebody start doing it? Do you what can you say about this? Is it okay if they can get the help, or it is a must that a lady should be able to take care of those things?
When people started this whole house help, or let's use the name of these people as it is, house help, house boy, house girl, who are they? They are people who are supposed to assist you if you are extremely engaged.
Okay.
That was supposed to be the original idea.
Okay.
These people are supposed to be there for you because you go to work. House help are not meant for people that the woman is in the house and the man goes to work.
Okay.
The
Yes.
woman is a full
Full-time
housewife and you still have a house help. And the excuse is because the house is too big. Or the excuse is because there are too many things in the house that you cannot do yourself. Or because you are too smooth or too sweet. Part of
Okay.
marriage is not just about the man.
Of course, yes.
It's about the children and the house. A woman owns the house. That is how they say it. And how does she own the house? Not by dictatorship, by activities, the doings in the
What
house.
she does.
You clean, you wash, you cook,
Okay,
you do all of these things.
so-
House help should only come in if there are health issues or you are totally engaged. Or call busy, you're busy.
Okay, are you saying that a woman
Mm.
should handle the house, like everything?
A woman is responsible to the development of the house. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow. So
Yes. She owns the house.
the man should not help, and she should not.
No,
take
that's a
help.
different context.
Oh, okay.
entirely.
So she should not take
But she's
help if
responsible
She is
for it.
responsible for the house. She
being
should,
responsible means she can still take helps too.
if only she is engaged
What if she's
with
not
other
engaged?
activities. If she's not engaged with other activities, she doesn't go to work, come back late at night. What is the essence of that house help?
Okay, as a Gen Z, I'm going to talk.
Okay.
I'm not going to be a full-time housewife, of course, but let me see. Let me talk like I'm going to be one. Okay, now I want to be one, and I have 3 kids. And our house, maybe a duplex of 4-bedroom flats. I would wake up in the morning, clean children up, get them ready for school. My husband for work, and I would come back to that house. You mean I would clean the entire house, compound? Of course, I would cook. Morning, afternoon, night. Because I'm going to be in that house all through, right? On Saturdays, I will do the laundry, and maybe I don't want school bus because I usually don't like school bus for my children. I'm not going to like it. So I'll drive down to their school.
You already feel you not like it.
I'm not going to like it because growing up, I used to use a school bus growing up, and they would tell me to lap somebody.
Your personal experience.
Yes, my personal. So I don't want it. So I'll drive down to my children's school to pick them up, cook at night for my husband, and at night, the husband and wife. Oh, so over the years, what do you think would happen to me?
Can I ask you a question before I answer your question?
Okay,
Do you agree that marriage is an institution?
of course, yes, I know.
You've been through the 4 walls of any institution before. I'm
Yes.
correct. As a student, do you need somebody to help you write your notes?
No.
I'm coming. I gave you the space and time to
Okay.
talk. As a student, you don't need anybody to help you write your notes. You don't need anybody to help you with your continuous assessment. You don't need anybody to help you write examinations. You don't need anybody to help you with your project.
Of course, yes.
Don't get married if you're not ready because it's an institution.
Okay.
Now, the fact that it's an institution means that everything in that institution is yours and you're ready to do that.
Yeah.
So at the point where you said you have a duplex, a 4-bedroom, don't go for a 4-bedroom if you can't clean
I
it.
know.
Now I'm coming.
Let's go for a favorite.
Don't have 3 kids if you can't take care of them.
Really?
Why do you want to have 3 kids?
See, let me tell you something.
You can't take care of the 3 kids.
This is
Why did you have them?
This is why
Do you know the
millennials
problem
and-
of this house help and house girls? Do you know what they have cost many of our children?
Now, come. I am not going to take a full time. See, let me tell you something. I don't know if my future husband is watching this, but but hi, personally, of course, I'm going to be I'm going to be a career woman, of course, and I'll be
Good.
doing a lot of things,
Good.
a lot of things,
Good.
a lot. I'm going to be occupied. First off, I wouldn't want any other person aside from I and my husband to be in our kids' life.
Good.
She gets. I don't want anybody to take my place, of course. But you see, ask us. I don't want to be responsible full time, 100%. Let's say I'm on leave because it's going to be a personal business and I want to stay at home for like 2 weeks. I don't want to go anywhere. I can do anything I want to do. I would clean the house, do everything. Like this, I don't I don't wash clothes. I don't do laundry. Like this as a single girl.
Okay, you give it to laundries and
Yes. Because I didn't grow up doing it. I grew up as the only child, of course. So
as only child.
and it
Wow,
took
wow.
a time for them to have me. A long time for them
So
to
you were
have
pampered.
me. Not like I was
No,
spoiled.
she was pampered. Yeah, okay, you were spoiled.
No, not like I was spoiled. No. I was
Okay.
pampered, not
You're
spoiled.
pampered,
Okay.
I
Okay.
was pampered. Not spoiled, right?
So can you see some of the problems that happen again? Like she
See,
has explained
I
that
wanted her to get there.
her parents
Wait,
As a matter of
though.
fact, she has
Late.
answered herself.
wait, oh.
You answered yourself.
See, they actually waited for me to come for like more than 10 years.
Wow.
Mm.
Do you get? So I was pampered, and at some point, I think when I was 15, my mom said I have to start washing my clothes myself.
Mm.
It wasn't easy for me then. I would wash some, I would throw some away. Mom would not know. She would just say, this clothes I bought for you, call. Mommy, I've disposed it because I can't wash it.
Mm.
Do you get? So as time goes on, it became an habit that I don't like washing clothes. If I want to wash it, if I choose to wash it, I would wash now, and I would spray it. But
But
I don't like it
because
because I
she
wasn't
doesn't wash
brought
her
up.
clothes doesn't mean she's insensitive.
No, that
I'm,
does
I'm
not.
asking you, still young. What
No,
do you
that
think?
that does not mean. You know, I do not know how it was like for you growing up, but
Okay.
there are some things that even you, if you don't like them, the fact that your parent does these things right in front of you, you
Of
would
course.
fall into
To
it.
encourage
Yes.
you to.
You will do it.
Of course, yes. If I'm at home and my mom, I can't see my mommy of almost 60 washing her clothes, and I want, mommy, bring it.
The fact that you don't like to do it does not make you. Let me save that word. Okay?
because
It doesn't make you that.
it has caused a lot of issues for me in my past relationship and even in my present relationship.
It should.
Yeah.
It should.
That I don't
It
wash
should.
clothes. That doesn't.
Do you see the role of the older generation to the Gen Zs now?
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
She's actually giving the solutions
That's
already.
what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Yes, I won't lie that it has caused issues, and I'm still standing on the fact that I'm not going to wash clothes. Not because I don't love you.
And you think it will stop
And-
giving you issues?
Wait, washing clothes doesn't mean I love you, right? It doesn't mean I don't love you because I don't even wash my own clothes.
You don't just like it.
I don't like it.
Faye, do you realize that there are some things you do? You don't have to like a thing before
Before
you
I do it.
But
You don't have to. You don't have to be hungry sometimes to eat.
But
You just
wait.
have to save yourself
So let me tell you something.
the stomach problem.
But still young, do you wash your clothes?
I do.
Your own
why,
clothes.
why don't you use
I don't wash all of my clothes.
But why don't you do you use a laundry?
I do.
You
There are
use
some of my
laundry.
clothes I use
So you
laundry
give to the
for when
laundry,
I have
okay.
to
Because
go
this
for
world
events.
is advanced already.
No,
Is
don't
it
don't
because
get
it's
it wrong.
advanced or because you're occupied?
Don't get it wrong. I still wash my
Do you
clothes
have a wife?
because I understand that it is my duty to wash myself sometimes. But I can't do it all the time because I know I'm engaged with other activities.
Of
It's
course.
different. That is why I said if you are going to have a house help or a house boy or girl, only in the context of when you sincerely know that this person is only filling up for me because I'm not available. It's different from when you say, I don't want to do it. I'm less busy, but I will not just wash.
But if you are not
different.
if you are not occupied and maybe you can't you just feel like I don't want to wash my clothes anymore. I want to start giving it to a laundry just to
Exactly.
ease that
Or-
stress.
You
A
could get to that
machine.
point. You could.
Exactly.
It's advanced. If the money is there, you could get to that
But
point.
what up for a lady?
For a lady could get to that point. If a man could get to the point, a lady
lady
could get to,
should be
point,
You
to
see
the
this?
point too.
You see this thing of house help or no house help?
Mm.
That a woman doing everything has caused a lot of damages. I've seen like 3 marriages that this particular thing, and I think one broke and they're not together anymore because the man doesn't understand that. Now, the real problem was that the woman wasn't satisfying the man. Now the woman is complaining because at times she's not always in her right. Like
She's tired. She's
tired,
stressed.
she's stressed. body aches and all. The man doesn't want to understand that this is the reason. Because some people tell the woman that you changed already. Do you know what changed that? A lot of things changed that because childbirth alone has changed a lot of things.
True.
Do you understand?
True.
Now I feel like for me, it's a form of wickedness. So
Which one is the wickedness?
tell me that I should do everything without help. Why?
No, it is not.
It is a form of me. I'm telling you as a
I
Gen Z
feel
that
we can assist each other now.
Definitely.
A man-
We're
What
still
if-
saying the
But
same
a
thing.
What
woman
if
should
you're
be
not around?
responsible.
Of course
That's
I'll
what
be
he's saying.
responsible.
Faye, try to get what I'm saying.
Okay.
You are the owner of this house.
Yes.
The activities and the doings of
And I
that
want to
house
get help.
is yours.
I want to get help.
If you want to get the help, it should only come from a context of you being busy, not from the context of I don't want to do it.
Not because I don't come. The only thing I think I don't want to do, I would not want to do in this whole thing is laundry. I've always said is that laundry is the only cloth, like the only thing I know that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do it. Any other thing, food, taking care of the house, I'll do. Of course, now my house. You see laundry, I'm not going to do.
You prefer your house help wash your husband's clothes for you.
No, the laundry man is going to do it.
Okay.
But apart from even tackling her, when we look at let's use the rich people as an example. Let's
Yes.
use Adeleke's daughter as an example.
Okay.
Do you think Adeleke's daughter will grow up washing plates, washing her
In
clothes,
fact,
and doing all those
I
chores?
don't
She
know
would
who
never
wants
she
to
would
do
never
it.
know how it feels.
And
You
does that
see?
mean she's not serious? Does that mean she doesn't know what she's doing? Does that mean she's not ready for marriage?
She
Does
will
that mean
never
husband
know
will
how
not
to
love
do it.
her?
She will-
And I'm very
Her
sure husband will not get her to
environment-
do it.
Her environment
Do
where
you
she
see-
comes
see
from
these things now?
will not make her do such.
No,
She will
definitely.
never even do such.
Definitely.
She will never
But
even
does
do
that
such.
mean that she
She's not
doesn't
going
know
to
what
make a
she's
good
doing?
wife.
No,
Or
that
she will
doesn't.
make a
No,
good wife?
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It
Not
doesn't.
doing chores doesn't mean you don't still understand the cultural values.
Exactly.
God bless you.
Exactly.
Matter.
God
Exactly.
bless
Doesn't
you.
still
Doesn't make
matter.
The
you
fact that she doesn't
less
wash
of a
does not
woman.
mean she will not pick up the clothes, fold them herself,
To do
arrange
some,
them.
No,
Yeah,
of
they are
course.
different,
No,
you know.
Sure.
So it's
I
still
would.
more of personal,
Yeah, personal thing.
personal
But you
lifestyle.
don't have
Now-
to be lazy. That's what you are saying.
But
Exactly.
it's
You have to be
affecting,
lazy.
let me say the millennials don't understand this thing better. Okay, let me say I'm dating a Gen Z. Gen Z to Gen Z. You know that when you use your clothes, you carry it to your dry cleaner. Me, so when I use my own, I'll carry my own to the. If you don't have to tell each other, it's what you know.
Just do it.
It's what I know.
What if you don't have the money to afford a dry cleaner?
You call the local people that come.
I like that.
I like
first.
that first. They will do it. Do you understand? See, I just feel like now it's more advanced. Like the guy knows that. Of course, in his head, he's not feeling like my baby's going to do it. Oh, babe, on Saturday we're going to pack these things to the dry cleaners. Okay. Not like, babe, you have to wash my clothes. Oh, if you don't wash it,
So you're saying Gen Z wives choose the chores they want to do.
they don't choose the chores.
If they don't, if you marry a Gen Z now, a Gen Z lady can decide not to cook. She can decide not to wash.
And you feel the marriage will
I
work.
watched a video, a podcast. The woman said, for the past 20 years, she has been married for 20 years and she has never cooked.
It's possible.
Yeah, it depends on the context.
It's
I gave
possible.
you an
Very
example of
possible.
Adelike's
Yes,
child
it's
now.
possible.
So she has
It's
never
possible.
You
cooked.
don't expect somebody
And
like
they
that.
showed
to-
her kitchen. She said she renovates her kitchen every 6 months. If you see that woman's kitchen,
But
Now-
if you have the money to buy comfort, I don't really see
just
it. I don't really see.
God bless
I
you.
don't really see a problem in that. But you should
But
be responsive.
let me tell you
No,
something.
that is,
Let me tell
do you see
something.
what
The
you
Gen Z
said?
don't want- the
Do you see
millennials
what
don't
you
want-
said?
they don't want
The
to sit
lady,
like that, oh.
the lady or the
They will say,
woman,
"Oh, Baje."
Faye, the lady or the woman cares for her kitchen every 6
Yes.
an act of
Because she
responsibility.
likes-
An act of responsibility.
Because she likes-
She doesn't have to
aesthetic.
do it, but she's responsible for it.
it.
That's what
Yes,
I'm saying.
yes, yes.
That is another angle. I'm telling you now that. Now, I said a personal experience now that not washing clothes has caused a lot of problems for me in my past relationships and even in this present relationship. See, it's not something I've not experienced. Now, I said, if I don't wash this clothes, what will happen? You're going to break up. Okay, I chose the breakup.
Yeah, maybe you guys didn't set the priorities right.
I
We
always
did,
say something
though.
that
But I'm not going to wash clothes.
Our psychology is actually different.
True.
You can meet somebody now and the person believes that there's money, I don't have to wash clothes. Why do I have to wash my clothes when I can give it to a dry
You see this
cleaner?
person I'm talking about?
No. You can actually have that psychology. But you can meet me and I'm like, Why are you thinking like this?
He said we are he said he's an African man.
I know. I'll start seeing you as somebody else can start seeing you as a lazy person.
Mhm.
That okay? Imagine him taking you to his mother now, and in front of the mother, you are saying that.
They
"Mommy,
can't know
mommy."
now.
No. People, no. Jesus do it. It
Well,
happens now.
a lot.
It happens.
A lot.
When they will let him. I've dated somebody in the past that when she wakes up in the morning, do you understand me? She doesn't. It takes her like 1 hour to boot, to stand up, to you even be you have to be begging her.
Yes.
I now noticed that
Yes.
fighting with her is not the best solution. Her
Thank
psychology is
you.
actually different.
Thank
From
you.
She's
yours.
not seeing
She's not
anything
seeing it as wrong.
In it.
in what she's doing, and she gave me reasons why. So I now sat down. Okay, this lady doesn't see it this way. If we continue this relationship, I will just be fighting with her. So it's better that since her psychology is not like mine, it's better we just depart.
Pathways.
It's very possible she meets somebody and the person accepts her.
Yes,
And the person
no.
will be totally fine with it.
Just with it.
Do you know that there could be another lady somewhere that will wake up very early and start doing brass bruise
That's what we are
else,
saying. That's what
and
we
a
are
man
saying.
will still feel like kini
Okay,
gbogbo
well,
wahala
lady.
yìí.
So that's what
Choke
I'm
in
saying.
relaxing.
It's just different psychology, basically.
There's a video
Different
that went
perspectives.
on the internet, I think 2 months ago. The lady went to a guy's house. I think the first time she was going to go there. So she stood up to wash clothes and do everything. So this guy videoed her and posted is that something that I'm going to marry her because she's doing the house. Make sure they play. I said, and I said, kill Okuni. Like, what do you guys want?
You didn't see the video of somebody who the guy lodged the lady, and then when they were done, she was still arranging the bed and cleaning.
But it doesn't
And
seem
guys
like
like
she's
hotel.
going to be a good wife eventually.
It doesn't mean, but
doesn't
see,
still mean
these are the
no.
things that some girls
So they are
do
not
every
determinant
day.
factors.
She might enjoy doing
Doing
it.
Yes.
Now, if I go to your house now and first time I want to carry my leg up and just
I feel good.
you sound a bad person.
No, first impression matters. So
A lot.
I want you to understand.
Now that woman,
too.
see that thing now in my head. I'm thinking that. So what does a man want? So do I have to go to your house and just be on the bed and you do everything?
You know what I would just say to that, so that we can chop out of that
Okay.
relationship thing, is that if at all you're going to do anything serious with anybody, set your priorities right.
Right.
Just set it right. Many a times we get into relationship for physical pleasures. We get into relationship for selfish reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm the one dating that guy. He's the Odogu. Everybody knows him.
Yeah.
But the question is, can he meet up to your standard
Exactly.
as regards every facet
other
of
thing.
life?
Yeah.
So being able to set your priorities right is very key, and that is why we have rampant.
Divorces.
And
I don't want to say baby mamas or what do they call?
yeah.
It's very common now
Very, very.
because they started the whole thing. They were not sure of who this person is, and then when you get into it, because marriage is another thing entirely.
Entirely, yeah.
You see the true picture of the person.
Person.
People outside will only see her when she's looking good, but you see her when she's not on her makeup. You see her when she's not on her wig. So setting your
she's
priorities
angry,
right,
when
yes,
she's-
setting your priorities right in a relationship actually matters a lot.
Yeah.
Be sure of each other. Have an understanding.
Another mistake people make is you meet somebody. Now, when you meet the person is behaving this way, and you know that what this person is doing, you don't like it.
And you still
you
go
now,
ahead.
you now bring out the psychology that you can change this person.
That is very bad.
I always tell people that you cannot change anybody
It's a waste of
except
time.
the person
Decides
decides
to
Change.
So you can actually
Yeah.
be dating somebody and you are dating the person, and while dating the person you are seeing some kind of attitudes that you don't like, and you just keep it in your head that you love this person. No, when we get married, the person
Love
will change.
conquers all.
So when you now get into the
It gets
into-
worse.
so how do you want to do it? So I just believe that if you actually meet somebody and you actually, because you actually spend time with the person, you actually
course,
get to
yes.
know, you see the person at their worst, you see if you are
Yes.
not convenient with the lifestyle or
Walk
the way,
away.
like I said that time,
Walk away.
a lady not washing, a lady not cooking, some people are very fine with it.
course.
Because okay, me now, some guys now they can be like, okay, I want to marry this girl because she has big ass. That is, I don't care if she cannot cook. I don't.
It's none of my business.
It's none of my.
Let me
I
just
don't-
always take her out, and my guy should see that she
Yeah,
get
you
her.
understand.
She's
In the long run,
representing.
she's going to get
You
tired.
get it.
Because sometimes you would want to eat home food.
Mm.
You know, right?
Didn't he think about it? Why did he think about all these
That is
ones
how
that we are talking
you now
about?
start telling her that you have to cook, you have to change.
She can't now.
It is too late by
will-
then.
It will look as if you are just
You can't
being
reconfigure.
wicked. No, it will look as if you are being wicked to her.
That's
Because you know
it.
that she's not convenient doing all these things.
Why do you not want me to do it?
So why do you want me to
You
do
knew
it
from
now?
the onset.
You know.
So reconfiguring,
No.
the most difficult thing is to reconfigure a human. It's not something you can easily just
You
do.
can't. So
Look at
accept
this,
the person
you
decides.
can't just
this
reconfigure.
grinding stone. This grinding stone. I'm from Kogi State. My mom
Nice.
is from Ileife. So I would not say I'm a Yoruba person, but from my mom aspect, of course, I grew up in the Yoruba land. I've never seen my mom for the past over 25 years now
Mm.
that I've known my mom. I've never seen. In fact, we don't even have that in our house. That grinding stone, we don't have it in our house. Now, imagine that I meet somebody and he says that in his house, it's not his issue, but in his own house,
Mm.
that is what his mom does. For
Therefore,
them,
you have to.
therefore, if
How do you cope? Like, how do you
it's
deal
not,
with
I'm not going to cope. Oh. We can't. We
He
can't.
said, "I'm not going to
We can't be
now,
cope."
now, see,
I
can you
can't
see,
do
now, the
it.
mom will now start looking, seeing her as irresponsible.
No, because I was not brought up. See, my
Like
mom,
what you said, from
I would not even
home.
do. No, does that mean that I wasn't brought up right?
Does that mean she's not even a good
Does
person?
that mean I
It
didn't eat
doesn't
good food
mean.
throughout?
Do you see it?
I'm from Kogi State, though. Our best food is pounded yam. My dad loves pounded yam.
Oh, really?
We don't have
I thought that was a kitty.
no.
Okay, Kogitu.
Kogi too.
Okay.
We don't have mortar and that what's it called? Mortar and piston in our house. We don't have it in our house. And I'm from Kogi State. My dad loves. My dad doesn't eat out though. He doesn't eat out. Daddy eats pando, and he's actually okay with it because he knows that my mom is not from Kogi State. My mom is not from his hometown. She's a typical Yoruba woman. What they cook is most of the times eba and amala. So pando. Now some men would say they can't eat pando. Like you have to pound that thing.
Mm. Chipati kuku.
Okay. If it's what I know how to do
Mm.
or what I do. You know that if my mommy taught me now, I don't like pando. I love
Original
original
version.
pounded yam. You don't have to even stress it. I'll do it. And even if you don't even eat it, we are going to eat it because this is what I eat too.
Mm.
We don't have grinding stone in my house. We don't have
The pound and the mortar.
and mom would say, ha, the boss about marry. Sometimes she'll tell me that about marry and your husband says that I'll tell mom that mom don't understand that. This is what I don't do. I should learn, really. I should learn how to use grinding stone at this big age of
It's still
mine.
about not setting priorities right.
No, wait.
If
Me,
you
I
understand,
actually know because while I was growing up, I was always in the kitchen with my mom. On Sundays in my own house, after my mommy cooks yam or bread, I'm the one that's always frying the egg. So
Wow.
basically, like what you said, I grew up in the kitchen. So most of these things
You know how to use that
I am very conversant
because your
with it.
mommy uses it,
No,
right?
not because my mommy used, because I decide that I want to,
the mom could have it and he will not know how
and I
to
will
do
still
it.
not know how to
Now,
do it.
My mom is Ghanaian,
okay.
and there is a particular food they call donkono.
Yes,
She
I know.
prepares it so well, and I don't even know the ingredients. Talk less of knowing how to prepare it.
Okay.
Does that mean I'm not with my mom, or does that mean I wasn't?
So now,
I didn't
does it
put
mean
that interest.
I mean, like, does it mean that? Okay, let me say I don't know how to do the pounded yam and the grinding stuff, and does that mean that? And I meet somebody that is what it takes. Like,
Yeah.
there's some guys though, that is what they take. They can't. They don't like.
He's not
Yes,
your guy.
now,
He's
yes,
not your guy.
Now.
Don't go for. He's not your
like,
guy.
don't go there.
If the guy cannot understand that it's not a must, this woman must pound by herself
No,
or grind
because
by
I
herself.
have that
when they
issue.
say-
Not your
when they
guy.
say
And
love
the
is
guy
not
told me
enough,
that.
This is
And this guy
is-
told me that. And this guy told me that I have to what's it called? I have to oh god.
You're still together.
Compromise. Of course not.
Oh, that's
I
that's
said
it.
I have to compromise. I said, okay, is this what it means
Mm.
to compromise? I am 20 something years and you expect me to I don't even believe okay, what happens to the blender and the grater? He said that it takes those ones to but sometimes, most of the times, he loves in fact, akara. He loves to eat akara. That's
Where you go see this man?
I said, okay.
Does he use a washing machine? Abi, that one to his hand.
He doesn't use washing machine.
Can you imagine? So look at his own
Wait,
psychology.
and I've been begging this. I begged him to buy washing machine. He said, no, not because he doesn't have this money. He has the money. He said, I know that. Why? That okay. Let's go to the cooking aspect. I can cook any other thing, no. But I'm not going to use this thing now. Means I don't want to compromise
Mm.
in that way. Because this thing is now, mom told me that when you get married, there's some things you are going to change. Of course, yes. I don't do it, but I have to do it for my husband and my children. Yes, I know. But not things like that. Do you think
there are some things you can't compromise?
I can't
You
compromise?
can't. No matter how you try.
So a lot of things contributed to, and he said, I'm spoiled. How am I spoiled? Because I don't know how to use these things. In fact, I think I can say that it was when I was like 18 upward, I started seeing that thing very frequent.
Because you're not used to it. You're not. You're
I
not,
don't because
you're
I don't
not
even go out.
saying
But
it.
I want to ask you a question. If you have a brother and your brother
Okay.
comes home with somebody
Okay.
and the person wakes up in the morning and the person cannot just make food or the person cannot clean,
Or
what
sweep
would
the
how would you
house.
feel about that? Would you allow your brother marry such a person? Just your candid view.
First off, it's my brother's choice.
Okay.
One thing I would love from my I don't have another brother. I have junior
Okay,
brother.
okay.
But
If you
even
were
if
to
I had one thing that would be my own priority is respect.
okay.
My brother's wife can respect me and respect my mom, and she cannot cook. It's her business with her husband.
But
And if she's in our house,
okay.
let me be truthful. If she's in our house, because mommy trained me that if you have visitors, either visitors are around or not, stand up and do what? If you cannot, I would stand up. It's my house now. I would cook. I mean, not even see that aspect of doing it because I would, in my own normal routine, I'll stand up and cook and I'll serve my. See, this
But would you
is
be
advanced.
comfortable
I would be
with your
comfortable.
brother? No, like
Marrying,
really, like you'd be
I'll be
comfortable
comfortable.
with him
Yes,
marrying somebody that cannot cook, that cannot clean?
I'll be comfortable because
Are you
my
sure?
husband, sorry, my brother is old enough, should be
Okay,
old
okay,
enough
okay.
decisions.
He
to
knows
make
what he
decisions. So
wants.
he sees what we can't see. He knows why he's getting married to that girl. So I'm not going to judge her because she doesn't know how to cook. Or see, if she doesn't know how to cook, we are going to teach her if she's open to learning.
You know, the best way for
Yes.
relationship or marriage is they say you don't endure marriage, you enjoy
Yeah,
You
marriage.
enjoy
it,
marriage.
yeah.
So the person that you love so much that you vibe with and so cool with as your husband or your wife might not even know how to lay a bed.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that she has to do.
So forget about the family, forget about what daddy, mommy, brother,
Exactly.
sister will say. If you love her like that,
Personally,
come on.
Personally,
No,
I would not
that's
have
what
any
I'm
issue
saying.
with
This is
her.
what I'm saying initially. Now, when you say, at first now, you might feel that, okay, I love this person and I'm ready to love you with everything. But when it gets to a point and you start getting bored about looking at her and you just wake up one day and this girl cannot even lay bed.
You can't even do
It's
anything.
just going through your mind that what was I even looking? What was I thinking?
But you can actually teach her. She's open to learning. Yes.
It happens.
serious?
It
teach-
happens.
That's why
You
I feel
teach
that.
her.
That's why I feel that. Just set your priority as still young as said. If you know that you cannot actually compromise this thing fully, don't just go into it.
But let me tell you something. She's not going to be able to do everything. She might not know because you know why? We are from different families. See, it's normal thing. Babe, this is what I like to do. This is how I like it though. I don't know. Oh yeah, let me teach you. If she's opened to some girls they will tell you that they don't know, they don't want to know, they're not going to know. That one is different. Okay. Teach me. Babe, I want to learn.
It's different.
It's different. I'm not able to get that first time, second time, but as time goes on, from Kogi State doesn't mean that I have to marry somebody that is from Kogi State. Do you get? If I get married to an Jebu guy, I don't know how to prepare ikokore. I would learn. If my husband likes it, you're going to teach me. So you're not going to tell me because I don't know how to cook ikokore, you're not going to marry me. It shouldn't be a factor. I would learn how to
But
cook
would it be
ikokore.
easy to learn at that
Of course,
stage?
now it's going to be easy. This is somebody I love, my husband. I'll do it. Cooking, I'll do it.
But you
I would
talked
want to
about
learn.
the using of the mortar. You said
I can't.
you're not even interested.
It's because
in
I said I'm not going to. I don't even want
You
to.
don't want to.
You know, I said it's different from saying I want to learn. From saying
And you
I don't want
don't
to
want to
learn.
learn
I
at
don't want
all.
to use it. I don't want to.
But basically, there are
Because
some
you know what I
Jays-
believe.
Okay.
I believe that thing is a thing of the old. In fact, not even old. Older
That's
generations.
Gen Z. That's what we are saying.
Because
that's
mommy
still the
not.
Gen Z
My
spirit
mom didn't
talking.
use it
Yes,
though.
now.
That's the Gen Z spirit
My mom
talking.
didn't use it though. My mom did not use it though. I don't know if my grandma did, but my mom did not use it. Like, do you know what it means? That I didn't wake up one day to see my
To
mom
see it.
doing that thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay, she does. She said when she lost her mom and she stayed with her mom's friend. So that thing was because that woman she had her own children then. She would not tell her children to do it. She would tell mommy to do it. Maybe mommy offended her. So mommy sees that thing as
Like an
a
act
means
of
of
punishment.
punishment. Yes, because I can remember that mom just said that. You're punishing these children. People are doing. You're punishing these children. How would I punish my own daughter like
So
this?
is that why you are seeing it as a punishment?
No, I'm not saying it's not my own experience.
Okay.
So maybe if that woman didn't make it like that, maybe my mom would have had it at home. But she told me that our own mother didn't train them with it. So when she went to live with that woman, that woman's children didn't use it. I want you to understand. That woman's children didn't use it. But whenever my mommy offends her, and the only thing she would tell mommy to do with that thing is Rodo.
They had one.
Kneel down on the floor and grate that thing. With that
But to
thing.
be fair, some Gen Zs understand
And-
culture.
They do.
Some Gen
I do
Zs
understand
the
culture.
They do. They
and
do.
they are
Do you
acting
understand?
right.
We don't just have
If I see my aunties and my
enough of them.
uncles,
Enough
I'll
of
kneel
them.
down.
We
My
don't
uncles and
just
my
have enough
aunties.
of them.
I don't have young. From my dad's side, I don't have young aunties. Oh, I don't have young uncles. Oh. My oldest auntie is 94, so
Wow.
because they are all grown. So, do you guys want to see my auntie? I don't even call her auntie. Auntie what? Grandma.
And you know the
Mommy.
the very funny thing is that these Gen Zs are so smart that they throw it to you at first. Talk about
Once you
juicy.
accept it,
If you pick it, that's it. It's
That's
gone.
all.
Yeah.
The day they look at you and if they don't want to call you by your name and they just say Uncle T, if you smile and you answer, you remain Uncle T
That's just the way it's
till,
gonna be.
till the day of dying.
One of my
Can you
niece,
imagine?
One of my
So
niece,
they know these things. It's not like as if they don't know the culture.
They know.
Yes,
they know it.
They know.
But we giving them the older generations, giving them the room to do it. If they don't quickly correct it, they live by it.
Yeah.
It becomes a part and parcel of them. They take it away from the home, they go down to the
Yes.
society, and then it spreads.
One of my younger cousins, very, very young, this girl I'm talking about, maybe 13, she texted me on WhatsApp last week. Hi. I said, who is this? Elizabeth. I saw the name. Oh, it can't be Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Am I the one I'm saying hi to? 13 years. And I said I should message you on WhatsApp. Are you okay? Hi. Who is I? Hey, I who? Sorry, good afternoon, ma. Better. I have an elder sister. She's like 21 or so. She's so I dear. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Like,
She said,
happened.
I'm sorry,
It
sorry, Mom Binuma.
It happens.
another funny thing is
Hi,
the,
sister.
the Gen Zs now, they don't even want to learn any kind of handwork. I remember back
They don't
then,
want to.
while I was even growing, I have my sets that you see them in the barbing salon. But now
They learn a
it's
skill.
very hard for you to see a Gen Z.
Should I
especially
tell
the
you
guys,
one of the
they don't want
reasons
to
I
learn
think-
anything.
I'm not talking about the guys, but one of the reasons I think they don't want to learn anything is that I learned fashion designing
Okay.
growing up. I took myself there. And I hated it from my dad for like a year. Yes, a year. Because my dad didn't want me to learn from anybody. He wanted me to go to an institution for anything I wanted to learn because of experience, the things he sees. Now, while I was learning, there was this woman beside us, hairdresser. She has like 10 apprentices. On Mondays, she would divide them. Some people will go to her house to arrange her things, her house, wash clothes, wash whatever. Some will go to her husband's, I don't even know. They will share splits like that. They will work from on Mondays or from morning till like 4 o'clock. Anything they do from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, everybody will go to their house. Do you get? When I was learning, I practically told my boss when I went there myself that I brought myself here. I know it's wash somebody's clothes too. I know it's wash somebody's plate too. I told my boss, I told her like this that can you accept me? And I know nobody can send me on an errand though. Can you accept me? She said she will
You're not
accept
ready
me.
to learn.
She accepted me, oh.
You're not ready
accepted
to
you.
learn.
And I was the best apprentice she ever had.
But what can you say about that boss? Is that boss fair?
She's fair.
No,
See,
no.
No, is
You
it fair?
can't be the one to
Wait,
determine or
sorry,
judge.
let me say something.
Okay.
And we're like, and people would tell us that, is this your sister? Be your boss or your apprentice? My boss would say, life is not that hard. You know why I told her those things? Because of the things I'm seeing. I didn't mean that she can't tell me to go and buy something. No. She understood I meant that aside from this shop
What you came to learn.
and maybe the something in the shop, anything that pertains with the shop, maybe buying materials or anything, I would do. Of course.
You know what I
Washing
believe?
my boss's clothes, I will not do. Going to sweep her room, I'm not going to do it. Telling me to go and do something for her husband, I'm not going to answer her. So I told her from the onset that I've always liked to be very, very blunt with anything. I'm very transparent. I don't like this and I don't want to do it. And she said, okay. Oh yeah. And she took me in. Now she took someone else in. And I don't know if that was how she just, because I was the first person she ever had. And that thing I've said, she laid like I laid like
A good example for others.
everybody. And people came. Well, like after me, like 4 people came, and we're like sisters, my boss, and we stood out amongst every other because around there are shops. There were shops. Sorry, there's even one boss that would always beat. She has this spanker. She would always beat her
The
apprentice.
apprentice.
My, the only thing I think I would do, she would not even tell us to kneel down. It's we that will kneel down and I say, wow, we are sorry. My man be no man, we are sorry. We just hug her.
But that doesn't justify the Gen Zs not wanting to, because if Gen Zs say okay they don't want to learn maybe the barbing
Okay.
or the tailoring, how do you get new tailors? How do you get new barbers?
You know the issue with learning. Part of the definition of who a Gen Z is or who the Gen Zs are a group of people who likes life easy.
Yes.
Things come easy for them.
For them, yeah.
While you were growing up, you decided to learn a skill, to learn something. I did so too myself. It is because
I did.
we wanted to, yes, because we wanted to know a thing and we felt like this could be alternative means of survival.
Yeah.
This generation of Gen Zs do not see it that way. They want things easy, and fortunately or unfortunately, these things come easy for them.
to do. Yes.
Now you see someone in SS1 using a very luxurious, exotic phone.
Technology.
So because my friend has it, he also wants to have it. And he discovers that I could have this thing by doing this illegal
thing
stuff or
very
this one,
easy,
and I get it.
yes.
Why would he want to learn a skill?
That's going
And-
back to what I'm saying.
And
Mhm.
now,
Yes, I'm only buttressing
most of
Yes,
the Gen
yes,
Zs,
what you're saying.
most of the
Yes,
Gen
yes.
Zs,
They like
they
it
don't do
easy.
things for passion anymore. I learned tailoring because I love fashion. I love style. Like I love styling. I've never even since that time. I've never made any like I've not made any money from it, but I learned it, and in my head, this is something I want to do for the rest of my life. Do you get? So I learned. Then I just learned that I like this thing.
You had passion.
I had passion for it, so I went for it. Now, most of the Gen Zs, they don't even have. The only thing I think they have passion for is making money, and they feel like that route is a long process of making money. Do you get?
Let's get
So
it.
they
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like they could pick their phone.
But I feel that sometimes
Okay.
people have passions, but when you have passion and you cannot sacrifice to actually
Time sometimes.
there are to actually get something done, there are a lot of
Yes.
sacrifice. So I believe
lot.
Gen Zs, they don't have patience. They don't. It's still back to what we are saying. Now like what you said. Now it's Gen Zs. Now maybe you are working maybe you are working under a woman that's a tailor, and she says, "Okay, Kunle, Bawoyi, Laura, and Kowa for me." Like 2-3 times, you've gone 3 times. You start thinking that are you a slave? Are you? It's not about just passion. Some of them have the passion, but they cannot sacrifice.
Go through that ideology. Most of these things that happened, you learned the craft without going through that rigorous process.
Yes.
Those ideologies are just human lay down. That does not mean you will not know the job at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Yes,
But these
doesn't
people
mean-
believe that you must wash clothes, you must do this, you must do that.
before you can know these
And we have
things.
people who would actually do all of that and still not
Definitely.
know the job.
You don't still know it. Yes.
And when we still say these Gen Zs, let us not still get it complicated. It is not all the Gen Zs that are same.
Exactly.
We still have some Gen Zs that are
Yes.
still
Beautiful
having
ones,
passions
beautiful ones.
to want to learn.
they are
Yes.
doing what they are
And
doing.
now,
Yeah.
going back to it again, when you look at those very few ones among the Gen Zs that are willing, that still have the enthusiasm to learn, you'll see that they are having a good background.
Yes.
Okay.
Their older generations is a replicant. It will
Of
reflect.
what has happened.
There is no way you
Yeah.
can do it. It will reflect.
Yeah, definitely.
So if my own daughter who is 17, if you check our chat right now, it's crazy. Very crazy. And it's so hard for me. I have to be very sincere. It's so hard for me to stop some things now because we've gone so far with
the
it.
relationship is built.
If
already.
myself and my daughter will walk on the street, somebody has told my family member before that, Mori Okpe, I saw Okpe with a lady, one very young girl. He's a pedophile. And the person they were complaining about is my daughter.
Your daughter.
Imagine.
The things we talk about, how we talk is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think will happen to our generation when she gets older or a child?
You pass the same energy.
Yes.
Should we not be sincere? It is my fault. Because some things I'm supposed to cut off, I can't cut it off.
Yes.
And I don't want to cut it off because I feel this is what they are doing, Baye ba shenji kaba on you.
yeah,
If I shun this girl now, I'll now become
A
one
bash
old school
person.
So that
baba.
doesn't mean you're not teaching that culture now.
Sometimes they will shut up, they will stop
Yes.
talking. They
And
won't open up anymore.
Let me tell you something. My dad is not a Gen Z father, and he's not even a millennial. My dad is close to 70. But you see the bond we share. And I won't say it has affected me because I feel like
Now I understand why she said they waited. If you are the
when
first child and your dad is close to 70,
yes.
Mom, that was a long wait.
Yes, you actually
Yes.
get what you actually got. Yes,
Yes.
that's a very long way.
So there's this mom will tell me that when you are going to your husband's house, just tell your husband that you should build one small this beside your dad will just be living there, you should be living there. Since you guys cannot survive without each other. There's this bond that is too thick. And the way my daddy treats me. Now in my head, I'm expecting that every man I meet or I'm dating or
Treat you like that.
treats me even more than that. And I've been having problems.
Okay, but a parent actually creating relationship or friendship with a child doesn't mean when the child is going astray you can't
You should
call
shy
it.
away from
No.
It doesn't
training or
I'm just
teaching the
saying,
child.
You can be friends with your child. You can
My
be
dad-
but when your child is doing something that is not right, you can just
See,
point. It doesn't still spoil
My
the
mom
friendship.
beats
Bring
me a
the
lot.
child back on
My daddy
track.
doesn't
You
beat
understand?
me. But when she tells me that I will report it to you, daddy, I'll start crying. Mommy, please. He's not going to beat me. Because I don't want to offend my dad. She gets my dad really, really brought me up. He really tried in his own. But you see, this love is too much that if I'm going through anything, breakups, whatever it is,
He knows.
I'll tell my dad.
You
he
guys are
knows.
friends.
Oh, cool.
And he's going to tell me that if a man does this, no, you tell me that if you're in this life, you are doing everything I'm asking you to do and you're following these steps, it's going to be very hard for you
To miss road.
to miss road. Believe me, I've been through. I'm close to 70 and I've been through the first stage, second, third. I think he's in his sixth. Yes, going to seventh stage of life. So there's nothing, and I'm going to lie to you. And I believe that the only person that can tell me the truth in this life is my father. So whatever he says, whatever my dad says like this, I'm not going to even tell him that no or yes. If he tells me that you cannot marry this person, I don't need to ask him why. I was on that fact that I can't marry, yes. Because he must have seen something.
And there is a bond.
There's this thick bond. If I fall sick, as I'm in Jebu like this, if I'm sick like this, maybe I'm very, very sick, my dad doesn't know. But he's going to call me that, Kilushi, are you sick? Is something wrong with
I was
you?
thinking you wanted to say he also fall sick. I wanted to be scared.
Yes, and I'll tell him that, yes, daddy, how do you know? That I'm feeling some right from time. From time growing up, if I fall sick and my dad will just call from work that what happened to Feishara? She's not feeling fine. Dad will say, oh no, Arami. That's why
Disagree.
my mom tell me that I don't know if your first time of this, maybe it was your mom, maybe you were in Paris, I don't know, because this thing is too crazy. Like my dad. So I'm always expecting that. So at this time now, I'm not realizing that these people are not my father. One, they will never treat me like one. And what my dad is going to accept, they are not going to accept. This person is my father. This is not my father.
He knows you for who you are, and he
So
knows.
now I'm not trying to now calm down. I said I will never settle for less. If my daddy can do this, anyone can do this. Yes. But you see these African men, they're outside now.
I've showed you Shaggy.
African women.
Hey.
African women. You two, you remember you're not his mom too.
I know his mom.
So you
get-
cannot
You,
actually do
do you know
what
you have
his
also
mom
added
too.
to the experience of some men, and they'll say African women.
So that's just the way it is.
See, I'm used to, like, I won't say pamper per se, but when like my daddy, I'm used to my daddy telling me sorry. Like,
Treated with care, with so
like,
much love, compassion.
Mama can
being
shout,
compassionate and all
that
of
one,
that.
she will shout. Let's say I'm not feeling fine, I don't want to take my drugs. Mom say, don't take it. The fact I have only you doesn't mean that I will not live my life.
But do you know that it doesn't mean mommy doesn't love you more than daddy?
Oh, of course, yes.
Or do you think daddy loves you more than
I
daddy
and my mom
because of
had
all
a
that?
conversation recently. She said, Shebi, I love my dad more than her. And I said, Mommy, no. I don't love my dad more than you. She just said, okay, who do you not love most? I said, I love you too. She said, but you love your dad more. But you don't understand. If I should treat you the way your dad was treating you then, you will be spoiled though. Like, you, in fact, by now, God, you won't be able to relate with people. But I have to treat you like that because a time came that I asked my dad, was this woman that gave birth to? Like, was she really the one that gave birth to me? Because she was always shouting, beating me.
And do you know the funny thing is that, do you know that our feelings could be addiction? Doesn't mean it's love.
It doesn't mean it's love.
Some
Doesn't
people
mean
don't
it's
even
love.
know that
It doesn't
part.
mean it's love, yes.
Not lost now. Lost is for relationship.
Yes.
You know, you could be with, let me use siblings for instance. I don't want to use parents
Yeah.
because of your examples. You could think you love your elder brother than your younger sister. Meanwhile, you are only addicted to the nurturing, the pampering that he gives you. Meanwhile, you even love your younger one
Done.
than. Do
Correct.
you understand?
Yeah.
So it might not be that your mom, like the way your mom thinks that be you love your daddy more. And in many cases, yours is actually very different. It is always the man that is always on the strict side, and the moms are always on the
No,
pamper
but
side.
I think
Yes.
daddies always pamper the ladies.
Yes,
I guess
yes,
it
yes,
happens.
yes.
My dad
Because
will
I'm in
say,
that shoes
my
too.
mom will say, you spoiled her. You're doing a spoiler like this. Blah, blah, blah. Me, I don't spoil her. God knows her. I'm not doing her. Yeah. But mommy believes in scolding, shouting.
Fathers love
My dad
love
doesn't believe.
daughters.
And my daddy's way of training children are very different. He doesn't believe in eating somebody. He doesn't believe in shouting. Safe. If I offend my dad and he calls me and he sits me down, I'm going to start crying from that place. But if mommy should beat me, after she's done beating me, I'll wipe up. I'll still do that thing again. Because I believe that mom will just shout and beat me. She'll just shout. I believe that my dad, I don't want to offend my dad. I've never wanted to offend my dad. Like anything I do, I'll not intentionally do it for my dad.
Like what we're talking about now. You see, you're talking about culture and parenting.
Yes.
You see nowadays Gen Z. You see a Gen Z of 14, 15 years old already making money. So you make that money, you take it to your mom, you take it to your dad.
And
How
you
do
accept
they
it.
want to? How do they want to tell you that this thing you are doing is wrong? How? So these are part of the
Not all
problems that
families.
arise now.
Not all
No,
families.
Yeah, not all
most,
family. Most. He said most.
Nowadays, when you see a child of 14, 15, they don't even care first about how did you get the
They
money.
will welcome that child.
They'll first welcome the child. So that kind of child now, when you now hear that kind of child is smoking or taking drugs,
How do you want to caution that
tell
child?
me, even if you call the child, instead of you to scold the child,
You now start
share you
beating
understand.
around the
So
bush.
how
Can't
Some
go
of
does
them
like
are
that?
even the breadwinner of their family. at
That's
that
what we are
age.
saying.
Yes.
Those are the problems.
Do you now understand why I said the older generation has a bigger
You
role
are
to
very,
play?
very right. Yes,
When I
now.
finished secondary school,
They
my
see
daddy
these
didn't want
things.
me
They
to work.
come and lock up.
Oh,
All my
lock up,
friends,
yeah.
they were working. I want to work. Daddy said, under which person's roof? Before 18. You can't work in this house before 18. I was angry. Hey, daddy, yeah. You can't work if you're not 18 years. I had to wait. Like, I had to wait for years. That was when I said, I can't be sitting at home. Let me just go and learn fashion designing. That didn't allow me to work. I didn't make money. I didn't make any money until I was 18 years upward. Because he told me that he knows the impact. If I start making that money before that time, he knows what is going to happen. So
There will be exposure, the mind
going to make
exposure,
me-
and before
My
you
daddy
know it,
allowed-
you're
see,
losing it.
Yeah.
as caring as he is, I will not even say he's strict though, but he's very disciplined. He's a disciplined man, yes. Let me in my house, anything I want to do, when it's 7, I have to be in the house. 10 o'clock, even as old as I am like this, my dad don't condole. I can't sleep out, one. I can't go anywhere and 10 o'clock, Let me say, okay, because I'm now a graduate, maybe 8, sha. Daddy, 8.
There's a 1 hour extension.
Yes. 8 o'clock, I have to be in the house because my dad is always scared, one. I don't know, he has phobias, I don't know. He's always scared, one. Number 2, he doesn't want it. He say, I don't want it to be wayward. You have to, in my own room, house, or under my roof. If you have gone to your school or anywhere, you can do whatever you want. Under my roof, you'll be in this house. We are going to be in this house together at this certain time. And it has to be like that. Because I don't want my daddy to be angry. I don't want him to be angry. So 8 o'clock, everybody knows me. I'm on daddy. You're going, I'm on lolly. I'll go home. Mommy doesn't have a problem with it though. As strict as she is, she doesn't have a problem with it. Mommy believes that she'll tell me that Igbara Lambura, you can go to parties. My mom does not have problems with it. But my dad, let my daddy call me once now or twice. Daddy will start crying. So he's also disciplined too. Because there's some things I would not even do. Even then, as the only child, I would not even do it. People will not be saying that, should be the only child. Should you guys have 2 children? Dad would say, this is how I want my child to be. Triggers. And most of the things I know now, my confidence, everything. Kudos to my mom, my dad, but my dad really taught me a lot. How to be like who I am actually now, who I am and where I'm still going. I owe it to my parents, yes, because they really taught me to be who I am now. Yes, to go for what I want. And not to depend on anyone. That is very important.
Beautiful.
So-
Without taking much of our time, it's a
Yeah.
very beautiful conversation.
Yeah.
So I would like, still young, I'd like you to buttress your point and just say it out to the viewers about parenting,
How
how they can help the Gen Zs,
yes,
and I
come
want you
down
to
to
just
their
buttress your points and before we leave.
Okay, yes. Thank you guys for the opportunity again. So this is what I would say to the older generations. I am still of the opinion that they have a bigger role to play
play, yeah.
in helping the Gen Zs or any other generation of children that will come to being who they really are, helping them to understand their cultural values, their
Imbibing the
moral
cultures.
heritage, and all of these things. And the best ways to do these things are one, don't keep quiet when you see them go astray or
Yeah.
when they are doing things that might lead them astray.
Yeah.
Let us learn, let the older generations learn how to always speak up, because the Gen Zs always look at that signal of, if you have the fear, they know when their father cannot look at them eyeball to eyeball, that
Yes.
where did you get that phone from?
Yes.
So when they see that you don't have the confidence to talk to them, it will no longer be phone. The next thing will be a car.
Yes.
Then from there, they will tell you they are leaving. They want to go to their own apartment. So let the older generation start talking.
Yeah.
Two, another very important thing that the older generation needs to start doing is sitting these Gen Zs and helping them to understand our culture and heritage.
Yeah.
Because Africa, not just Nigeria alone, we have lost it a lot.
Yeah.
People no longer know their household. They don't know where they, when I stepped into Ijebu today, I had these goosebumps all over me. Do you know why? I'll tell you. This is my home.
Wow.
I can't say which year,
Can you imagine?
sincerely speaking. And I feel that this is where I came from. The only thing that used to bring me here is Ojude Oba.
Yeah.
That is the only reason I have. And the very funny thing is, I can't point and say this is my house.
Wow.
And I'm not the only one.
Yes.
Definitely.
There are
Yes.
there are thousands of us
A lot
out
of
there.
people.
Yeah.
And our parents know. They are not talking. They are not saying anything.
Yeah,
So let parents start talking.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might be boring, but sit your child down and say, "Show me one more delay bye here."
And they should
In
start
our house,
taking
this is
them-
what we do.
Start taking them.
This is what you should not eat. Some children will just fall sick anyhow in Lagos. They don't know that it's forbidden for them not to eat okra.
Yes.
They don't know.
Yes.
It is not about you don't want to be fetish. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim. Religion, let's not even go to religion. That's a topic for another day. Because this religion came into Africa.
Yeah.
The first one came in the 15th century, another one came in the 12th century, if you're conversant.
Yeah.
So who were we before then? So these are the things they need to start telling us. Sit your child down. This is where you come from. This is your uncle. This is this. The only thing my father used to tell me is that Fashola was his classmate. He would end up seeing this podcast. And whenever he told me that, I always, Killer and Shingbati Fashola, Fashola. Why? Tell me where
Where
I
the
came from.
origination-
So please, for the older generations, let these Gen Zs know these things. Because maybe if they are aware,
Yeah.
They should
They'll
they will
educate
do
be
it
them.
more
right.
better.
Yeah.
They would have done it better and right. And the first one, like I said, is don't keep your mouth shut. The older generation, learn to always talk so that you can pass these things on from generation to generation. Tell me about more agbo, delay me, or how they say like it delay me. How will my child know?
Definitely.
So it has become a problem already.
It
So the
goes.
problem goes on, and the children will only be saying in future that we are from Ijebu. We're in Ijebu. Mhm.
They can't even go there themselves.
Do you understand? Because even me myself, I came here today and I'm feeling like this is home. The only mistake you did is you didn't lodge me. You would have just told me that stay and then go back tomorrow. So I will tour the whole place.
No problem. If you want that, very, very possible.
So yes, the older
Can-
generation should always talk.
We have a gift for Still Young. Please, can you get us the gift?
Oh wow, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
It's from Kimberly Interiors and Decorations.
Oh, nice.
They sell home interiors and most of the things in the studio we got it from them. So if
Nice.
you have a house, office that you want to furnish, and just contact them on Instagram and they'll actually be at your service.
This is actually very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
big ups to them, and I'm saying thank you very much.
Just one.
I'm saying thank you very, very much to them. We'd also do the publicity. Yeah, we also do the publicity.
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Kimberly Interior and Decoration.
Thank you very much, Kimberly Interior and Decoration. I really do appreciate this. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so thank you, Still Young, for
Thank
having
you.
you on the show.
Coming.
honor.
I and my co-host Faye, we really appreciate you
Yeah.
for coming.